Yo, welcome back to Fighting with Friends. It's your boy, Brother Gaia, back again. And we're doing a preview of One Friday Fights 128, which will be live 10th of October this Friday at 2:30 South African time on YouTube. And we will be doing a live watch along for this fight card as well. So hope to see all of you there. On that note, before I start the preview, please drop a like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We are growing ever so nicely because of you guys out there that's clicking, commenting, sharing, and yeah, it's just love for the love. That's all I can say. It just makes me feel so happy to see that there is a growing community here at Fighting with Friends. So yeah, without further ado, I will start at the top of the card. It is a fun fight card, even though it's filled with a lot of debut fighters. Um, that being said, it's some very good debut fighters. I had to go in, scratch the back ends of the internet to find some information on some of these guys because when you type it in on a normal browser search, you get almost nothing, and then you have to go and look at like pages that you don't really use. You know what I mean? But anyway, we're gonna talk about some of the fights that I do know, and the ones that I don't, I'll just skip over them and leave it up to you guys to let me know in the comments what you guys think about them. 'Cause that seems to be what we get in now on these Friday fights cards is a lot of debut fighters, and I'm not completely against it, considering what type of fight card it, what type of what it means for the Friday fight cards. At the same time, I do think a little bit of injection of star-studded fighters would really help the fight. I mean, just look at the one we had not too long ago with what's it 126. We had the fight card with Nabila Nan and Archie on it. That whole fight card from top to bottom was just stacked all the way through. So, hope- pardon me, hopefully we can get more fight cards like that. We don't have to have champions on it all the time, but I mean, if we can get at least top five contenders on there, it would definitely help us out big time to obviously increase the numbers for one championship. But okay, let's go to the top. I'm excited for this fight card because of Duangdownoi. She's obviously making a debut, but I will get to her a little bit later when I get to her. But for now, let's start at the top of the fight card where we see Stephen Irving making his return. I say return, but he's been fighting. He's been fighting frequently, but he's making another return to the Friday fights cards. He's taking on Rambong. And this is going to be a tough fight for both guys, right? So Stephen Irving, let me give you some numbers as to why I think this is going to be a very good main event. Stephen Irving, 25 years old. His record in one championship is 6 wins, 1 loss, 0 no contest. He's got 2 wins by KO, 1 win by TKO, 4-fight win streak at the moment, and he beat Son Suk Noi by unanimous decision in his last fight. Rambong, on the other hand, is a little bit younger. A little bit older. He's 28 years old. His record in one championship is 8 wins, 3 losses, 0 no contest. He's got 3 wins by KO, 1 win by TKO, and he lost to Suryanlek by second round KO in his last fight. Before that, he was also on a 7-fight win streak. That's massive, guys. Like, I just want to say that's massive. Like, Rambong has been doing the things up until he came up against Suryanlek. This is 130 pounds Muay Thai, so these guys are technically fighting just under the flyweight mark, but they are, in my opinion, they are flyweight guys. That's the weight class that they're fighting in. They're not strawweights at all. Let me give you some context as to Stephen Irving in his last 4 fights. He obviously, like I said, he beat Son Suk Noi. He also beat Den Krian Krai, knocked out Focus, and beat Long Earn, who are really, really good fighters. But I also will add this. Den Krian Krai and Long Earn, even Focus as well, generally fight in strawweight, not necessarily, well, more so for Long Earn. So Stephen Irving, his last couple of opponents have been guys that have been coming up in weight to fight against him. Not to take away from his performances, he still fought a very good fight in all those fights. Rambong, on the other hand, predominantly be fighting flyweight. Predominantly be fighting strawweight fighters. But when he fought Suryanlek, that was a up in weight class, and also Rambong has been filling out a lot as he's been progressing in the organization. So seeing him fight at 130 pounds makes sense in my opinion. Now, X's and O's, how do I think this fight's going to play out? I think that Rambong has got the stuff to beat Stephen Irving. He's got knockout power. However, he is the shorter fighter. If he's going to have to win this fight, for me, he's going to have to attack the legs more and then obviously push the pace. He's going to have to walk forward a lot of the time. He can't fight on the back foot. He's going to have to stay going forward, attack the body, rip the body with some good hooks, then come up with the head. try and put the fight in a clinch position, but don't stay there. Because he is the shorter guy, so he's gonna have less leverage than Stephen Irving. So in my opinion, he's gonna have to be the one on the front foot here. He can't go and he can't back up. If he's backing up, he's gonna lose this fight probably in the first round, right? And Rambong is top class, right? But he's gonna have to utilize a lot of leg kicks, outside leg kicks, a lot of tips to the body, but mainly like push the pace, stay going forward, attack the body, lots of hooks, then you can come to the head. Stephen Irving, on the other hand, if you watch his fight styles, he's the guy that's always pushing the pace, popping out that boxing, letting the jabs go, then hitting the right hands, loves the clinch game, loves the elbows when he gets in tight. And his best weapon is pressure. He pressures, pressure. And when he's pressuring you, that's how he usually folds his opponents. If you look at the fight against Denkrian Krai, who I thought he was going to lose, by the way, he pushed the pace against a very skillful Denkrian Krai. That's a big win in his career in terms of all the wins I've seen of Stephen Irving so far. That's his biggest one, in my opinion, because Denkrian Krai is a really high-level fighter. And he went in there and he utilized the pressure, he utilized his reach, he stayed going forward, put on a lot of volume strikes, never really got backed up in that fight. And that's his style. And that's why I say for Rambong to win this fight, he can't back up. He's going to have to stay going forward. And I think he's got the power punching to be able to get Stephen Irving. You can catch him. I know you can catch him, but he's going to have to swing. He's going to have to swing, and he's going to have to swing hard. Because the moment he tries to fight the fight, there's going to be a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Sniper-like. If he's going to try to pick his shots from the outside, I don't know if he can do that in this one here. So I'm going to go Stephen Irving ever so slightly, just because I feel like he can get caught here. I think he really can get caught. And if he gets caught by someone like Rambong, I think he can get KO'd. I can see it. I can see a world where this fight goes to Rambong, maybe a round 2, maybe a round 3 finish. Not so much round 3, but I can definitely see a round 2 finish. It all depends on how the fight goes in the first round. If Stephen Irving gets distance management first, I don't see him losing this fight. I really don't see him losing this fight. If Stephen Irving manages the distance from the first round and he's able to really find that distance, right? Because Stephen Irving's distance management or reach isn't really, like timing his opponent, downloading information in the first round, not a lot of volume. Typical Muay Thai tradition pace, right? That's not how he finds his distance. Stephen Irving finds distance by walking you down immediately, popping out jabs and high kicks, just throwing stuff out there into the void while walking you down early. That's what he does, and it's a lot of volume. So what's happening is he's making you defend a lot of the times early. Whether you're blocking high or blocking low, he's making you be defensive. And that's how he manages his range. And then you see in round 2, with that pressure, now he starts ramping up the volume. But not only that, he also increases the power in his shots a little bit more. And that's dangerous, bro. That's a very dangerous fight style to deal with. And that's why I think Rambong is going to have to start fast and start hard for him to actually put the fight in his favor. I'm a bit repetitive here, but that's just how I see this fight going. And I think Stephen Irving wins the fight because he's going to be able to establish his range and his distance quite early in the fight. And that's why I think he wins the fight. He's probably going to get a first round finish. If not a first round finish, I think he gets a second round finish. That's my top 2 ways of him winning this fight. If he doesn't get that, I see him winning the fight on decision. Maybe even losing the third round. But I definitely see him winning round 1 and round 2. And extending his win streak to 5. Good main event to have for this fight card, which is filled with a lot of debut fighters. I think that's a very good main event. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about that main event. Give me your picks. I'd love to get your thoughts on that one. And I will be moving to the co-main event. Let's go. Okay, co-main event. We have Sing Dom Tong, who beat both the guys in the main event, by the way. Sing Dong Tong taking on Sanit. And this is also a fight that I am looking forward to, just purely because of who's on display here. It's both these guys are quite high level. Even though we've only seen Sanit fight 2 times in one championship, those 2 fights have shown me that this guy's got the skill set to actually fast track himself in the flyweight division. Sing Dong Tong, let's get some numbers going. 25 years old, record in one championship is 6 wins, 2 losses, 0 no contests. He's got 1 win by KO. He's lost to Abdallah Undash, first round KO in his last fight. Before that, he was on a 3-fight win streak, looking really good. And Singleton is good. He's one of the guys I've been paying attention to for a while. Sanit, on the other hand, 30 years old. He's only recently joined the One Championship. His record is 2 wins, 0 losses, 0 no contest. Yeah, 2 wins by KO, and he beat Isaku Ogasawara by second round KO in his last fight. Looking flawless, by the way. I mean, Sanit is just top level. He fights like a fighter that's been on the block for many years. Like he's fought in so many different bouts, and I don't know what his record looks like outside of One Championship, but fuck, this guy can fight. And I think he might get Singdom Tom out there. And I'm a big fan of Singdom Tom. I got Singdom Tong. I watched him fight a lot of times. I like his style. I like his buzz. I like his attitude. He's still young. He's got a very good game plan on him in terms of how he's able to navigate 3 rounds, good gas tank at the same time. But I think he might get caught here. I do. I think that's a big statement coming from me, who's watched Singdong Tom more than Sanit. But Sanit for me deploys, or he possesses the fight style that will get Singdong Tom out of there. Honestly, I do think so. I'm just looking at the list here. So losing to Asadala on Dash was the last fight for Singdong Tong. His 3-fight win streak before that was now Pet by unanimous decision, Wacharapun by first round KO, and Pet Lampun by split decision. He also beat Stephen Irving, like I mentioned, in a couple of fights before that. So that just tells you the pedigree of Singdong Tom, right? He doesn't get a lot of KOs. He also beat Rambong. He doesn't get a lot of KOs, but he knows how to win fights in the sense of like, okay, if I'm not going to be able to knock you out, what can I do next, right? How do I beat this fighter? And his in-fight management is also fantastic in terms of like what to change if he's losing a round or he's losing a fight. He's got good pace on him. He can put the pace on you, and he can just ramp it up over the rounds, right? And that's phenomenal. That's a good cardio. Is a very good weapon to have in the combat sports world because, in fact, in any sports, having fantastic cardio is a weapon that you can use that can dominate people, right? But Sanit is so dangerous, right? Sanit, on the other hand, may not have the same kind of volume, right? He may not have the same kind of volume, but what he does have over Singam Tom is height, reach, power, and precision. Like he may not be able to strike if Singam Tom comes at him, right? Singam Tom will be able to unload like a three-piece combination, right? Right, left, or left, right, boom, high kick, or right, left, low kick, or high kick, right, left, high kick again. He can unload those kind of things because he's got a lot of speed, right? But Sanit, on the other hand, will be able to maybe, of the 3 shots, he'll be able to tank 3 of it, take 1 of them, but then he will counter you with something fast, like a 2-piece. That counter that will happen will be so devastating that could possibly KO you. That's how powerful Sanit is in this flyweight division. He's one of the taller guys as well. And again, his precision in his countering, and he can fight it anyway. Purely, he's a very good outside fighter, right? He's got very good outside boxing, good elbows from the outside. His kicks to the body into the head. He's so fast, doesn't telegraph any of it. However, he can also go close on you, and he can eliminate that distance. And then when he's in close, his elbows are just fucking scary to witness. Part of one of the weapons that he used to actually take out Ikasu in his last fight was the counter elbows. In when Ikasu was coming at him in boxing hard counters, hard hooks, and then Sanito just go boom, elbow, drop him. Every time sharp elbows. So that's my thing about this fight is that Singam Tom's game plan, or excuse me, his weapon of his style of fight may favor Sanit. If you think about what I'm saying here, Singam Tom is like the kind of guy that wants to go forward and drop a bunch of combinations on you. That may favor Sanit if he's not able to get out of the range quick enough. You know what I mean? I'm gonna pick Sanit. It may be because I'm high on his last 2 fights because he's been fighting quite frequently. Pardon me, and we haven't seen what Sanit looks like when he goes into the later rounds, right? Both fights have been round 2 KOs, right? And he's looked good in those round 2 KOs. But I don't know what he looks like after that. Is he still the same kind of fighter after that second round, especially depending on what the context is of the first 2 rounds? What if Singleton is going at him so hard that it tires him, and he doesn't have a second and a third round in him? There's all these things we haven't seen of Sanit just yet. So that will always be a bit of a question mark for me. But I'm still going to go Sanit anyway, just because I think he's more devastating. I think he's got the kill shot. I think he punches harder. I think he's scarier to fight against. And I think Singdom Tom is going to have to keep his defense is quite high in this fight because if he gets counted by this man, and it's gonna put him out. And Tom has lost by a KO before, so let me just remind myself. Yeah, he got knocked out by Abdallah and Dash in his last fight. So Abdallah and Dash is also one of the guys that's got the same build like Sanit. Um, so yeah, give me your thoughts. Love to hear. Like, share, and subscribe, please. Always drop the click the notification bell so we know when we're going live as well. But yeah, more importantly, let me know in the comments what you got about this co-main event. I'm gonna keep it moving. Up next, we have Komawut taking on a debut fighter in Anar Mamadov. And not much I can really say on this fight, just purely because Mamadov, I don't know much about the guy. He's mainly fought in Russia. He's from Azerbaijan, so he mainly fought around that region of the world, that part of Europe. This is his one championship debut. The only thing I could find on him is that his last fight he lost. And that was in one of the Russian organizations. This is Flyweight Muay Thai. I don't know if he's going to win this fight. I don't know if he's going to lose this fight. But I do know that Kamawut is a really good fighter. He's been a bit of a down at the moment. He's 26 years old. His record in one championship is 7 wins, 5 losses, 0 no contest. So he's been fighting a lot in one championship. He's got 1 win by KO, which is quite surprising for someone that's a power puncher. He's on a 3-fight losing streak. He lost to Krisana by 3rd round decision. Krisana is good. Krisana is also like Krisana also fights like Sanit, tall, rangy guy for flyweight. Good counters, sharp knees, sharp elbows, very good kicks on him as well. Kamawut is one of the shorter guys. I don't know. It might even suit Kamawut a little bit more if he goes down to strawweight, in my opinion. Because although he's so stocky and muscle bound, he's always, every single fight he's going to have in flyweight, he's going to be under the gun. He's going to be shorter. He's going to be out of range most of the time. His fight style doesn't allow him to actually keep up with these guys because he's more of a boxer than he is of a well-rounded Muay Thai guy. He doesn't use elbows that much. He's not a clinch fighter. He fights inside, but just a lot of boxing. He does throw kicks out there, but not kicks to knock people out. It's more to chop the legs to set up the powerful kill shot to the head. You know what I mean? So that style works, but it doesn't get you championships. It doesn't take you that far. If you look at fighters that has this fight style, right? Let's look at them. How many of those guys have actually made it to the title and has consistently had a run? Top of my head, all I can think about is John Lineker. Other than John Lineker, there hasn't really been much that's got this fight style. Who's the other guy that's also in this division that's got a similar ball to him? I can't get to the name now. It's on top of my head. No, I lie. He's in the strawweight division. He fought against Jodlek Pet. There we go. Jodlek Pet. He just fought against Pompet. Same style. Look what happened when he fought against Pompet, who's the taller guy. He nullified him. He nullified his whole game plan. Because he knew all you're going to do to me is you're going to throw hard low kicks to get me out of range or to pull me out of defense. And then you're going to throw a power punch to KO me. That's what you do. You don't pop out any jabs. You don't attack the sternum. You don't, attack the calves to finish fights. There's more to set up that boxing. Get pressure, high pressure. Once you're into range, you're just going to wail on somebody. And that's a very devastating style, but it can only get you so far. There's not many fighters with that style that actually crack the top 5 and then stay there. You know what I mean? It doesn't happen frequently because when you get to the elite of each division, these guys have got so many different types of weapons they can throw at you that a guy that's predominant or a fighter that's predominantly boxing heavy just don't last in a sport of kickboxing and Muay Thai. They just don't last. You have to use the other weapons as well to keep up with these guys. So let's see. In terms of Anar Mamudov, I just don't know. I just don't know what this guy's buzz is. I don't know what his style's all about. And he lost his last fight. So let's see. I love Kamawut, but I always bet against him just because he's always going to be at a disadvantage in every fight, purely because of that height. He's just a very short guy. And that's why I think if he tries to cut weight, I know it's difficult because he's such a massive dude in terms of muscle. Maybe he must try and go on a weight loss program and lose some of that muscle because he is very thick. So I think if he can drop down strawweight, it might suit him really well to go to that division. And maybe if he loses this fight here, that could be his next move. He's still young, 26 years old. I think he can still make it. But yeah, let's see what happens here. Give me your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching there from outside of the Russian region, and you're tuning in to Fighting with Friends, let us know in the comments what do you guys think about this fight between Kamavut and Annar Mamudov. For now, I will keep it moving. Up next, we have Coco taking on. Oh, why the fuck did I skip Kaukurat? That is mad. I just skipped Kaukurat. No, I didn't. Here we go. Kaukurat taking on Ayub Yassin. This is two young lads taking on each other. This is 138 pounds Muay Thai. They are also over flyweight, touching into the bantamweight division now. Kaukarat is 18 years old. His record in one championship is 1 win, 0 loss, 0 no contest. He beat Chat Pet by unanimous decision in his last fight. Ayub Yassin, he's 19 years old. He's fighting out of Morocco, and this is his one championship debut. So what are we going to get here? We're going to get a fun, high-paced fight between two young boys. Ayub Yassin is probably going to fight like the Mechizatut guys, very hybrid kickboxing Muay Thai combination style. Bouncing on the balls of their feet, lots of different types of kicks, maybe a lot of spins as well. Jab heavy. And when we got Khao Karat, which is traditional Muay Thai, high guard, powerful, good, durable, lots of kicks, body kicks, low kicks, body kicks for defensive weapons, good clinching games from Khao Karat. He fought a very good fight in his last fight or in his debut fight. I was quite impressed by the composure that he deployed for me against Chat Pit. Honestly, he fought a fight that showed me there's some skills here. So let's see. And typically, when it comes to traditional Muay Thai guys versus a lot of the fighters fighting out of Morocco, Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Russia, it's got this kickboxing heavy style or the hybrid kickboxing Muay Thai style. It's a bit of a 50-50. They win some, they lose some. Sometimes they look phenomenal because their speed and volume is too much for the Thai guy to handle. Sometimes that gets him out, that puts him in trouble because they put so much into all their combinations in the first round, they don't get the Thai guy out of there. Then we go into second and third round and then tired, and the Thai guy seems to be able to KO them because they're just so durable. They can tank all their shots, and when they do land on these Moroccan-based, I don't want to use Moroccan-based, but I want to say those. I'm not too sure where, because that's out of Africa, but they have a very similar style to the French and the Russian kickboxing Muay Thai kind of guys. It's very similar style to them. Guys out of that region, they're such volume heavy kind of fighters that they don't have a lot of durability. So when they get tagged by these Muay Thai guys from Thailand or Southeast Asia, they usually get KO'd quite quickly because they don't have the same kind of durability. They're not built the same way. They can't take the same kind of shots. So that's what we see here. So that's kind of fight we're gonna watch here. So I'm gonna go Khao Karat. I feel like I always favor the Thai guys over the these Russian-based or Iranian kind of based fighters. I always favor the Thai guys over them because they're just so durable. They're able to handle the volume from the Mechtik type of fighters. And then what happens is when they land there, them damaging shots, oftentimes these guys outside of Asia can't take it and they get flatlined. So I'm gonna go Khao Karat. If he's able to deal with the pressure in the first round and be patient enough to really find his range and then land his devastating shots, I think he wins the fight. And that's how I see the fight playing over. I think Khao Karat for the win here, possibly in the second round. Usually it's most likely going to be in the second or third round where he gets the win, or Ayub wins in the first round. But let's see what happens there. Give me your thoughts, please, ladies and gentlemen. Anyone from Morocco that's tuning in, let me know what you guys think about your boy Ayub Yassin. For now, I will keep it moving. Let's go. Okay, up next we have Coco taking on Wan Chai Noi, making his one championship debut. Unable to find more information on the young man. Coco is 29 years old. He's recording one championship. He's 2 wins, 3 losses, 0 no contest. He's got 1 win by KO, 2 fight win streak, and he beat TI by unanimous decision. This is 118 pounds Muay Thai, so this is 2 pounds over the atomweight division. Yeah, 2 pounds over, which is really good. Wan Chai Noi is 25 years old. Like I said, this is his one championship debut. So I'm not too sure what to make of this fight. Coco is a really good fighter. I always rated him. He's been fighting frequently enough for me to remember him and remember his fight style. And he's a very good boxer, good speed, loves to get in tight, loves to get for KOs. That's what he hunts. His record isn't really the greatest in the moment at one championship at the moment. I mean, his first three fights were all losses, losing twice to Kon Suek Lek. Then he lost to Rak by the first round KO, and then after that he put together a two-fight win streak, beating Jarun Pon by second round KO, and then Ti, who was a really good fighter. But the way he beat Ti for me was more impressive because Ti I rate as a very good atomweight fighter because of his power punching, good knockout specialist. However, he does take long to get going, and he's a little bit on the slower side in terms of volume. Whereas Coco was able to find his range early and unload a good amount of combinations and not really get hit by Ti. He fights a very, very, very defensive-minded fighter, which I really like. So let's see what happens here. It's hard to predict when you know nothing about the other fighter. So I'm not going to give you a pick on this one, but I am excited to see Coco fight again. So I'm looking forward to that fight on the fight card. I'm going to keep it moving because I can't wait to talk about this next fight. So let's go to the next one. I'm going to skip this one here because there's two debut guys I know absolutely nothing about. Couldn't find information about them. It is the Terapun taking on Fasodai, strawweight Muay Thai. Happy to see that it's in the division and not a catchweight, so I'm going to keep my eye on that one. But this is the fight I want to talk about. There are no pictures on screen, but you will know the names if you type them in on YouTube or on anywhere online. You will know these names, and it's a fascinating fight to see. We have Duangdownoi taking on Kim Townsend, and this is going to be a fun fight. This is 107 pounds Muay Thai. I'm not too sure if this is atomweight for the ladies, but I got the feeling that it's a little bit lower than that. I don't know what the weight is below atomweight. I think I saw the name for it, but I forgot what the name was. If you have any information about what this weight class is, please let me know in the comments. But Duangdownoi, if you don't know anything about her, she trains with Rodtang in the gym where Rodtang comes from. She's one of the main the coaching staff there, but also competes quite regularly in RWS. She's also a pro boxer. This is a one championship debut on the global stage. And so I'm so excited for this fight because now people are going to see what she's all about. Her pro boxing record is 7 wins, 5 losses, 0 no contest. She's fought again, like I said, in RWS, won a ton of fights there. Just put on really good shows. She's scary. She's a scary fighter, and she's very, very high level in terms of fighting backwards and front and on the front foot. Again, like I said, she trains with Rodtang quite regularly. Kim Townsend has a little bit more of a decorated resume in terms of a global stage. Oh, excuse me, just wait a second. Just needs coming. Okay, it's going away. She is, I don't know the age. Oh, yeah, I think she's in the 30s. I think she's like 32, 33 years old or something like that. No, she might be a little bit older. Kim Townsend she's the current Nak Muay and ISKA Flyweight Muay Thai champion of the world. She's got multiple titles other than that, but those are the two recognizable ones because they are global, they are international titles. A lot of the other titles are predominantly within the region of Australia. She's also on a 17-fight win streak that dates back all the way to 2019. So, this fight could easily have been the main event of the fight card. Realistically, this could easily have been a main event fight. Super hyped, super hyped for this fight. I don't know who's going to win. All I know is that we're going to get a high-level Muay Thai fight here. I can't wait for it. Duangdownoi. It's not a real name, by the way. She's got a different name. Can't get it top of my head now. She goes by Duangdownoi, and I'm a fan. And I can't wait to watch her fight again. I've watched some of her fights in RWS when it comes on YouTube every so now and then, and I was impressed with what I seen. She's devastating. She's powerful. She's fucking savage. Scary prospect. And to see her enter one championship, well done to one championship for making that signing. Well fucking done, because we already got high level fighters. We just saw last week, Selena, Teep Queen fought last week. We got Marie McManaman, obviously Helen Rodriguez. There's Jackie Buntan. There's Stella Himmelsberger that just won Jackie Buntan. They might rematch early 2026. The list goes on, dude. There's lots of Anissa Mixon, Nico Vera, There's Vero as well. Fuck, there's just so many ladies that's tuning up in the atomweight division. There's still Stamp. There's Kana Marimoto. There's the what's her name? Petjija. Like, what the fuck, dude? The women's Muay Thai divisions of the atomweight right now and strawweight is more atomweight is just looking beautiful. I don't mean that because it's women, but I mean like it's gonna showcase fantastic fights going forward in one championship for the women's divisions. But who's gonna win here? I'm not gonna pick it. I'm not gonna pick a winner here. I think it's too high level in my opinion to actually pick a winner in terms of because when it gets to this point where we got champions fighting each other, it's usually very unpredictable in terms of who's gonna win because and also if you're gonna get finishes because they're so good. But I do like the savagery of Duangdownoi. I do love that about it. I think she might get the job done here, but I'm not gonna pick a winner. Uh, I won't put money on it. It's just too difficult to pick a winner there. All right, let's keep it moving. Let me know in the comments about that fight, please. We keep it moving. Up next, we have this is I think this is not the featured bout of the fight, but the featured bout are the ladies I just mentioned now before this, but this is the fight before that one, and it will be second last fight I'm going to preview on the fight. Pardon me. Pardon me. We've got Payak Krut taking on Abdasemi Rahnimi. And this is strawweight Muay Thai. Fun division to watch. Payak Krut is 19 years old. His record in one championship is 1 win, 1 loss, 0 no contest. He beat Kong Poksei by unanimous decision in his last fight, which was literally only 4 weeks ago. And it was a very good fight. He did win that fight every round, in my opinion. Rahnimi, on the other hand, he is 19 years old. His record in one championship is also 1 win, 1 loss, 0 no contest. His 1 win is TKO, and he beat Pet Wiset by second round in his last fight. So yeah, what are we gonna have here? I think this is gonna be a very fascinating bout because both of them are young. Both guys want to obviously, keep growing in the organization. Rahnimi is obviously the taller fighter. I watched their face off. He looks very much locked in. Again, this is the fight I was talking about when I referenced Coco. When I referenced Coco and not Coco, excuse me, Kaukarat and Ayub Yassin. When I referenced that fight, it's the same. It's the same matchup we're gonna get here. Same matchup. Traditional Muay Thai versus European Muay Thai. Same thing. Rahnimi, lots of volume, high pace, aggression, likes to be on the front foot, spinning elbows, all sorts of mad shit. And then we have Payak Krut that's gonna be less volume, maybe fight on the back foot, but then it's gonna throw more powerful shots, a little bit with more precision at the same time. So it's gonna be speed, volume versus timing and power. That's what we're gonna get here. And it's always a dangerous fight for both guys. It's always dangerous because if Payak Krut takes a little bit too long to find his range and his timing, he might lose via KO, or he might lose by the fact that he will have too much rounds that he have lost to catch up. And Rahnimi, on the other hand, for him, it will be he could get caught to something big because of all this aggression. And what happens when you are so aggressive, you do abandon your defense, and that's when you get caught to something quite big. And Payak Krut is very accurate. If you watch his fight against Kong Poksei, he was quite aggressive. The entire fight, Payak Krut was on the back foot, but he was landing more. He had a higher percentage of landing, of punches landed, even though he was going backwards all the time. And that's the risk, right? So he's kind of built quite well for fight against fighters like Rahnimi. So for me, Rahnimi is going to have to be a little bit more. This is going to be the fight where he's going to have to be a bit more patient. In my opinion, the smart fight for Rahnimi here is to actually allow Payak Krut to take the driving seat. Because Payak Krut is such a very defensive fighter. He loves to be going backwards. And fighters like that, if you give them the driving wheel, they're going to show you the targets. They will show you the targets because they're not used to being the one that's going forward. They're more used to going backwards, like finding timing and counter, hey. They love to do that. They love that shit. But when you give them the driving seat, let me see what you got. You come forward and see what you got. Let me counter you. And they look a little bit confused then, and they actually show you their targets, and then you can catch them a little bit easier. And Rahnimi, who is a very good striker, I might favor him a little bit more in this fight if he's going backwards. Well, I think it will favor him. but he's not going to fight that way. I know he's not going to fight that way. He's going to be the one that's going to be dictating the pace. That's his style. That's how he fights. It's what he wants to do. So it's going to make for a lot of car crashing moments. And in those moments, I look to see Payakut to be quite defensively sound and catch Rahnimi. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go with Payakut because I think he's very, very defensive. He's very smart going backwards. And Rahmini's only loss so far in the organization was when he fought against Kunpon. And Kunpon was able to do that, was able to catch him a lot of the times when he was coming forward and counter really well. He countered extremely well. So, yeah, I say Payakut, but I say it very loosely. Because this could be a fight where he gets overwhelmed by so much strikes and volume that he doesn't actually find a way to get through it, and Rahnimi catches him early, puts him away. So it could go either way. It's a very toss-up kind of fight. But I'm going to stick with my guns and go Payakut because I think he's sharp. I think he's a sharp fighter when it comes to counters. But okay, let me know your thoughts in the comments, please, ladies and gentlemen. What do you make of that one? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let's go. We keep it moving to the next two debut fighters, and this is the first time I'm talking about two debut fighters. We've got Abdul Hamid Talbi taking on Kazuteru Yamazaki. This is both of them are making their one championship debut. Know absolutely fuck all about Talbi, but in terms of Yamazaki, his debut, he's got a very good Muay Thai record. He's got 5 wins, 2 losses in no contest. Very early in his Muay Thai career, he beat Udai Arai by 3rd round TKO in his last fight. Doesn't have a lot of finishes. I think he's got two finishes of that 5 wins that he has in his record so far. So I don't know what to make of this fight here, but I'm gonna go with the Japanese guy just because when it comes to Muay Thai and kickboxing, they like one of the toughest guys to deal, particularly with kickboxing. They're like one of the hardest dudes to deal with, and this is kickboxing. So I'm gonna go with the Jap, especially in this slot on the fight card. I feel like the Japanese fighters that are debuting on this slot on the fight card, which is early on the fight card, they just don't lose. They barely lose. I think they got like 2 losses out of like 10 or 11 debuts. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Jap for the win on this fight. Yeah, can't say anything else. But if you got different opinions, you know what the comment section is, ladies and gentlemen. But okay, that is my time with this one. I'm not going to give you some information on the other fights just because they are unfamiliar territories for me. I mean, Evenji Anatov taking on Suleimanov. I don't know what to make of that fight. Either with MMA, but no, I've got no answers for that one. Navid Ula Saidi taking on Takaiwa. 139 pounds kickboxing. Not too sure what's going to make of that one, but I'm going to favor the kickboxers. I'm going to go with the Jap. And then the debut for both guys again in the opening bout of the fight card. Vinay Kundu from India taking on Jason Sedu from the UK. Flyweight MMA. Let's see what happens there. Let me know your thoughts on those fights in the comments, please and gentlemen. But that is my time. You will catch this fight live. I will drop a link in the description box of this fight card. It will be live on Friday, 10th of October, 2:30 South African time. Check your local listings. We also will be live for this fight card. Nice watch along. So hope to see all of you. FWF is there. Let's go. On that note, from myself and the rest of the Fighting with Friends team, please have a very good Thursday, and I will catch you on the live tomorrow and the Saturday. We will be live for the UFC as well in Brazil. See you all there. Have a very, very good day. And yeah, cheers, everybody. Thank you.